Hello guys, and welcome to a new Steel Division 2 video today by me, Vulcan. Today I have for you a 4 vs 4 Conquest replay on Lyakhavichy. Please remember that everything you're about to see is still in beta and therefore subject to change. In this one I'm playing with the 5th Panzer Division and we're taking out my Juggernaut Battlegroup. And on my team I have Mystical, Curbs and Mickey, who are using the 5th Panzer, 78th Sturm and 78th Sturm. On the opposing side, on the Soviets, we have the General, Musial, Avocado and Narcissistic Black, who are using the 26 Guards, 26 Guards, 26 Guards and 2nd Guards respectively. Let's just whack it to my point of view and we'll go through our units. So at the start of the game I've invested a lot of units into heavy tanks. We've got 2 Tiger E's and they are going to be heading up to this hill and positioning themselves just here so that they can cover all the way down this road and this hill just here. And we can also get shots over to the left side if we push ourselves into the light cover. Furthermore, from this side you can also get shots over into this open ground, so perfect place for Tigers to be presented. Then over on the left side I've got a Panther A that's going to be moving into position, hopefully over where this light cover is, giving us a little bit of extra line of sight down the road. But you can see that Musial's already brought in a lot of troops and is pushing for this forest area where we dropped in a couple of pioneers to try and maintain the close range engagements. Got a bunch of Avkala in the Kubel MGs that are spread about. We've got one looking across the open on the right side, we've got one that's going to be giving information for our Tigers, and we've got one that's giving information for the Panther. We've also got a Pack 40 that's arrived on this left side, which is going to be covering the right road from this fork, which comes down off the hill. So my pioneers, they're going to be bumping into a couple of NVKD squads with their veterancy. They're actually pretty tough for our pioneers to kill, but grenades are out for the pioneers and we will be trying to get some damage in. Nice kill for the Pack 40 though. First blood on the left side. Dushka goes down. Now we have the Tigers though engaging the T-34E on the left side. This is a 3-star Tiger. We have our command system in place, and that means that the Tiger is going to get that kill. So the Panzer IV Führer here being buffed up by the commander in the Befehl SDKZ 251-3. And these T-34s, they are rushing into cover as quickly as they can. My Panther is also in position though, so it's going to be difficult for those T-34s to break through on that left side. And meanwhile Mickey is strafing these 82mm mortars to death. We have Narcissistic Black over here with a large amount of T-34s. He's going for a push across the open. Probably not the best bet, even against Stugs in the early game. Unless these are T-34-85s, he's going to have a tough time. So Narcissistic playing with fire there, as our Tiger is in position. And I think it does have line of sight just past those trees, so it might be able to shoot at this soon. I am going to have to be very careful though of this IS-1. And you can see in the meantime on the left side, the pioneers are getting overrun by Avtomachiki and the Gvardia squads. So this isn't good because we've lost control of this area and therefore most likely the conquest point, which we're going to have to try and hold on to. At the moment the Russians are winning with 14 points to 12. And this will be continuing to swing backwards and forwards as we both move infantry towards it. Now thankfully the Avtomachiki don't have the range to contest the pioneers, so I do manage to hold on to the point for a little while. Do see a Focke-Wulf 190 coming in and strafing the IS-1, but my Tiger here has found shots over to this T-34-85. You can see that's a hell of a long range shot, and this Tiger is not loving life as its tracks have been broken. And it's only a matter of time until it really just gets wrecked. We'll zoom in here and see the T-34s pushing forwards. We've stopped to fire. There goes the T-34-85. This Stug just holding its ground versus all of these units. Now the penetration value of these T-34s is definitely limited at this range, but nice engine destroy there onto one of the T-34s. My Focke-Wulf 190 still strafing the IS-1 here. Just making sure that's not an issue for my Tigers, because the IS is probably one of the only tanks that they can really get in the early game that can challenge a Tiger from max range. I'm going to be very careful how I navigate around that. So far so good. Now I'm going to be bringing in some mortars. These mortar carriers, these little trucks are very, very useful. They do benefit from corrected shot. You can see they have the radio. So they are mortars which have corrected shot, and that is very, very strong. Because most mortars normally, especially the mortars that don't come in half tracks for example, don't have corrected shot. Now here we are going to see a bunch of AT guns pushed up. This was actually a really clever ambush here from Narcissistic, but I feel like he probably should have put them onto efficient shot, because as soon as my Tiger turns front armor, these AT guns are going to be having a hard time. The machine gun now opening up, and with those shots coming in, Tiger's just bouncing all of them while killing both of those AT guns. Another AT gun is revealed down here. Going to be forced to run my Ersatztruppen towards that to reveal it, so that my Tigers can face and kill it. The 45mm does manage to track break one of my Tigers, but there goes the 45mm. That's a third AT gun going down there. Like I said, really nice attempt at an ambush by Narcissistic, but didn't quite manage to make it work. I think, again, if he waited for efficient shot, then he may have been able to get those kills. Definitely got a couple of these criticals though, and that's still, you know, difficult for me to deal with, because the Tiger E is now completely destabilized in a pretty disabled, sorry, not destabilized, it's not even a word. Anyway, I digress. It's in a bad position, and I need to fix it up ASAP, but we're still mowing down those Avtomatyki as they try to push forwards. Now I have brought up a Flak 38 with the 20mm attached, so this is the 20mm and a 20mm. It's a really good combination. These anti-air units for the early game brings you twice as much availability for one card, which is really, really good. And I've got them here sat by my command so that they maintain the 2-star veterancy, allowing us to potentially shoot down enemy aircraft. Now our team has managed to cancel things out with the 13 versus 13 in terms of Conquest, so that's good. And on the left side, T-34 tries to come forwards, but my Panzer here, look at him, ready to pounce as soon as anything comes through these trees. And if we go down here, well, poor T-34s have been annihilated. Yak 9 going to be flying overhead looking for the kill onto the ME-109G8, but with the help of my 20mm. I was hoping that the ME-109G8 could find that kill, but overcomes an IL-2, and we're going to have to start hitting that instead as it's going for the kill onto the Panther. Does manage to find it. Side armor shot there. If I was any good at the game, I would have probably tried to reverse away from it so it didn't have as much chance of penetrating, but didn't get around to it, and therefore do lose my Panther. But coming in with the Focke-Wulf 190, I'm going to break off from the IL-2 as the Yak 9 did come in for the run onto my Focke-Wulf. Thankfully the 20mm AA does finish that off, and it's going to crash down there. Look at this Focke-Wulf's completely beaten up. Needs to get back to base. Let's just hide that panel again. So over on the right side, Tigers still doing well. Panzer IV also helping out. We've got the mortars firing away, just going to prevent these Gvardia from making ground across the open, because I really don't actually have anything here at the moment to stop them. The Panther probably could have pinned them down in the open with its HE rounds, but without that being there, I'm in trouble. We are going to have a bunch of Ersatztruppen on the way. They're just going to create an infantry wall that will prevent any advance from those troops. We're back to 14 points in favour of the Soviets right now. And now my T-34, or now my Tigers are under attack from T-34s. This one's still track broken, by the way. Thankfully, because it's only track broken, not transmission damage, it can actually turn to face. The T-34s, they're coming down that hill. They're coming down fast. They're trying to get to our flanks. T-34 is going to be taken out there. There goes another one. And there goes the last one. All of the T-34s go down as Narcissistic thinks better of sacrificing the last two. But that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 T-34 wrecks on this hill and down the road. An attack, a swing and a miss there, that's for sure. Driving into those Tigers. Here come the JE-188s of Mickey going for some carpet bombing strikes on the left side. Watch those bombs come down as they carpet the T-34, and then swiftly after the Dushka, which takes a bomb to the face and ends up getting killed. So, yeah, I definitely want to fix up these now. One's got transmission damage. Well, both of them have transmission damage and one's track's broken. So I've actually got no Publits on the way. Going to fix those up, get them back online. And they can continue their reign of terror on that hill. Now see some IL-2s coming in for them. But the main thing that I was looking for was this point on the right side. So we've got two Pioneers currently going for the kills onto the enemy infantry on the right side for us so that we can capture this point at the train crossing. And we're managing to hold on to the point on the left thanks to my Ersatztruppen that were just kind of stood in the open there. I'm managing to hold back any infantry pushes with the help of the mortars, which is good. I will need to invest in more AA at some point because there was quite a lot of planes coming in. But here we go, Opel Blitz gets into range and that's going to fix up the tracks and the transmission damage. Give these guys back some ammunition as well. Yeah, not that they really need it because they carry a ton of shells. Here the Pak 40. Going to be having a go at the T-34s. Bounces off the front of that T-34 at that range. A couple of HE shells, and that is one dead Pak 40. Due to the Pak 40 actually being pinned down, the T-34s ended up firing elsewhere. I'm just going to try and get the Pak 40 back out of line of sight if I can, so that I can try and ambush something in the future. Pioneers did manage to get rid of one Gvardia squad. Now we're trying to deal with a second, but with another Gvardia right next to them, we're in trouble, and we are being flanked as well. So my poor Pioneers just being cut off, and my little attempt to capture this point did work for a short amount of time, but was in the end crushed. So we're currently 17 points up now over the opponent's 9. Tiger has come in and kills off the T-34 on the main road. That is there to replace the Panther that we lost previously. But now with these Tigers fixed up on the hill, we're ready to slaughter some more tanks. Now meanwhile, across the map, Idreg's having a little bit of trouble getting up the hill here, but does maintain his 2 points. Mystical is doing a great job of pushing on up against the general and also into Avocado, and then I think Mickey on the right side alongside Mystical is doing a lot of work here. That's why Mickey was kind of helping me a little bit on the left side with his Air Force, because I am technically facing 2 players here. We've got Monsieur and we've got Narcissistic Black, who are pushing a lot of points onto my side. We are holding them back though, and you can see that I have enlisted the support of some half tracks with these machine guns. they're going to be coming in and dropping off some more Panzer Grenadiers. Look at this guy, this Lyakhavichy. Oh, poor chap. Tried to suicide run towards the Tiger E and get the 300mm AP grenade onto the Tiger E. That would have been an absolutely awesome kill to get, but no, we mowed him down. Not going to let them have that. One of my Panzer Grenadiers does get killed before it unloads, but the other two managed to get up onto the hill here, so we've got a very good position to help defend against all of the infantry that's been flooding out of these trees. You see some more IL-2s come in. I've now got an SDK Z71 on the hill to provide us with more cover. And well, we can see that my Panzer IV is now being engaged by these tanks on the left side. I do not want that to happen. Pak 40 has now been killed. It's time for the Tiger E's to move over to that left side. Yak 9 going down in the meantime to the SDKZ. So here we go once again. Let's watch these Tigers get into position. So many shots coming in. Up against a bunch of KVs. All down on the road there. Let's go have a look. This is what we're up against. A couple of KV-85s. KV-1s. And they're currently being hit from this hill in the distance. Taking a lot of damage in the process. We've got some planes coming overhead. Mickey coming in with the MU-109 G6s, covering his JU-188s. Bombing strike going to be coming in. Going to help out our Tigers. One of my Tigers is almost fully stressed. But with that bombing strike coming in, it's going to take out that AT gun. I don't think one of those bombing strikes actually ended up on the tanks. Didn't matter regardless, since Musial, he's going to do his best to try and fast move these up the road and get them out of the line of sight of the Tigers, because not really too much was happening. But in the end, that's just going to cost him, because one of them gets tracks broken, the driver killed onto this KV-85. That KV-1E is now crew panicked, and well, the Tigers are doing their best here. They're really just tearing those tanks to shreds. They're covering that road so damn well. And unless he wants to kind of smoke this off or pin these guys down, he's just going to continue to lose units coming down this road. It's just absolutely just ridiculous how many units were dying here. The highway of death. All these men being forced to unload as they come down. Imagine being in those trucks driving past all the wrecks of your T-34s. you would just bail on the spot, wouldn't you? You'd be like, I'm out of here. Now we see some Katyushas come in. They actually end up killing off my supply truck, which was really sad, and don't manage to kill off the Panzer IV, so I was pretty lucky there. That poor Opel Blitz though, which fixed up two of my Tigers on the front line. Absolute champion mechanics getting ruined by rockets. Sad times. Now I do unfortunately lose this point briefly because I just completely lacked infantry in this area. But I was very much focused on dealing with both Narcissistic's and Musial's tanks at this point, so you can probably excuse me for that. This Tiger now in a very good position as well, shooting up that road where all of the wrecks are. Yeah, and as I mentioned before, the KV-85s have a pretty decent chance of killing the Tigers at close range. They just have to be microed into position properly, and I guess probably use smoke. And the IL-2 37mm is coming in, but with the pilot injured there, my AA is just able to go to work. And plenty of damage, forcing that IL-2 back for the time being. We've unloaded a couple more Panzergrens. I've got artillery coming down onto this compound. That's going to allow me to just drive towards that with a half track and hopefully find some surrenders there. So we're currently still sitting at 17 points to 9. Yeah, and because Mickey and Mystical are pushing into one player on this right side, they managed to make a lot of ground. Curbs still not managing to get over this hill though. Has managed to get some men up there, but this is always an absolute grind. Here comes multiple IL-2Ms as they try to rocket my Tigers. The split focus of these IL-2s was their downfall in this case, because ideally you'd put all of the rockets onto the Tigers so that this big old blob of KV-85s and T-34-85s that are on the way can get the better of the two Tigers here. But we see the Focke-Wulfs come in, going to be going for the kills onto these IL-2s. With the initial damage from the Focke-Wulfs, the AA actually does a relatively decent job. I actually also have an 88 here now that's firing at those IL-2s as well. I'm not sure if the flak actually picked up the kill there, but it kind of looked like it. I think it was actually just the 20 mils, but there we go. The Tigers still doing work over on this side. More wrecks. More KV-85s going down. Absolutely ridiculous how much damage these Tigers did. Just weren't adequately dealt with. The Katyusha strike, maybe if it was targeted on the Tigers, might have actually taken them out. Considering they were just sat next to each other the entire time, that was definitely an option. Now my Panzergrens on this right side do end up getting taken out. My Panzer IV can help out with some of this engagement, which is nice. But yeah, just in general, not really making too much ground here. So what do I need to do? We're into phase C. I've got plenty of points. So let's just buy a bunch of Tigers and Panthers and all that good stuff. And down at the spawn here you can see that's 3 Tigers coming in, including a Tiger E Führer. And I'm going to be accompanying those with Panthers and such as we get the points in. Now over on this side, the Yak-9Bs, they come in with the double cluster bombs. They ended up blowing up, I think, my Tiger that was here. That was unfortunate. But now we see Mickey coming in with the Nebelwerfers. He's going to be trying to smash to pieces some of these tanks. The Nebels coming in hot. KV-85s and IS-1s grouped up in a bit of a tricky spot. The Nebel actually does end up killing one of the KV-85s as well. So now it's up to me to try and take advantage of this. Panzergrenführer and Panzer IV just out of range to make these Tigers 3-star veterancy. Here we have my Tiger moving forwards. The Yak-9B coming in to try and get this bombing strike onto the Tiger. He had just about managed to save it. Don't think the bombs went off, so Yak-9B forced away. Managed to pick off another one of these KV-85s as they retreat as well. Nice hit on the front arm, and that Yak-9B going to survive to fight another day. So the double Tiger still alive. We are 23 minutes into the game, and they have just been picking up kills left, right, and centre. We've managed to hold back the infantry in these trees, and they haven't managed to control this point for the majority of the time. So all of this push from Musial's been in vain, really, as it hasn't made too much ground. Now we see more bombers coming in, this time from Edreg. Now little Tiger squad is on its way to the open here to push across. Now opposing us we have Narcissistic Black, and he's bringing in a load of T-34-85s. And if they're used correctly, they could honestly just rip through a bunch of Tigers, but in this case, well, we got Panther, we got... how many Tigers is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Tigers. And they're going to be lining up, pushing across this field opposite the T-34-85s. And that's not a position that Narcissistic Black wants to put himself in. I think the beauty of this game was just like literal Hell's Highway here. As all of these wrecks of tanks show how much devastation we caused with the Tigers. But can we stop the 2 Yak-9Bs? No, we can't, as they do cluster bomb these Tigers. And well, just as I'm singing their praises, the Tigers do eventually go down. Apologies for missing that. But yeah, Tigers do eventually go down. Double cluster bomber strike. My AA couldn't really stop it in time. And I don't think there was like a recon fighter or something, but that couldn't do the job either. So that's unfortunate. But it doesn't really matter. We can just bring in 2 more. We're now into the Juggernaut phase. And it's all about taking on these T-34-85s. There goes one. The T-34s push on forwards with the help of the Panther this time. This poor half-track. Look at it go. Baiting all the shots. I think there was like, what, 6 or 7 shots firing at that. And it managed to survive. Absolute champion. Next thing to go down is the Gavardia. They're going to get blown to pieces by the Tigers and Panthers and so on. No chance. If that was used in conjunction with the T-34-85s moving forwards, that could have actually been a genuinely good distraction from all of my tanks. Because these are the 1944 variants with APCR shells, so they have decent penetration, but here we see the Nebelwerfers coming in once again from Mickey. But my Panthers and Tigers and so on are just killing off a bunch of these infantry as they push towards the hill. Yeah, there's nothing really that's going to stop this line of heavy tanks from taking this point now, and that's basically what we're going for. Currently still 16 points to 10. We will win the game in 1 minute and 40 seconds. Let's just get down into this battle here. Watch these Tigers go to work. They're currently just firing HE at this infantry as they move forwards. The idea being that I'm hopefully going to get them into range and then we'll just stop and attack the T-34-85s for the extra accuracy. I've also got a bunch of tanks on this left side that are sat here. T-34-85s with 1944s. And there's a 1943 T-34-76. But we're just popping them nice and easy. The Ju-188 with the 2 1,000 kilogram bombs also hit that area, so made a lot of those units fall back. And back to the turkey shoot once again as the Tigers fire away. Just check out all the smoke trails in the distance. It's just absolutely crazy how beautiful this game is. All the T-34-85 wrecks in the open. These T-34s really trying their best, that's for sure. That's going to be the end of the game and the minor victory for our team after 28 minutes and 8 seconds. So in the end, 3,820 kills, 1,090 losses. That is what I call a Tiger turkey shoot, and it was glorious. I think also the fact that we managed to do that in our 2 weakest phases was brilliant. Musial and Narcissistic really needed to focus on taking those Tigers off the hill, either by smoking them off, by using the Katyusha, whatever. Like, just find a way to get rid of them because you're not making any ground while they're there. Check out these kills. Tiger E managed to kill 5 T-34s and 4 KVs. Very nice. Took out 2 of those 45mm AT guns. We see that Panther A killed a couple of T-34s before it died, so didn't really do too badly. That's 90 points for what, 120 point tank. Don't get punished too badly. Tiger E, again, multiple kills. Another one getting quite a few kills. and in the late game we just had so many of them that it didn't even matter. These Yak 9s would have been perfect earlier on to cluster bomb those Tigeries, but didn't quite come through, and therefore we took full advantage. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that turkey shoot and the camera angles. Tried to get in nice and close there throughout the game. That's it for now though. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.